Let's just jump right in. Here's a paradox that should really get you thinking. You've been told your whole life that you matter, right? That you're special, you're unique, you have this inherent worth. It's on posters, it's in speeches, we all kind of know it intellectually. And yet, for so many of us, it just doesn't feel true.
People walk around feeling completely invisible. They put up with being treated like they're disposable. Sometimes they even treat other people that way. So there's this huge gap between knowing you matter and actually feeling it, living like it's the truest thing about you. Almost 2,000 years ago, one of the greatest sages in Jewish history, Rabbi Akiva, he totally got this. And what he had to say about it cuts so much deeper than any modern self-help book. Get this. He said, "Beloved is man, for he was created in the image of God. It is a sign of even greater love that it was made known to him."
Now, pay close attention to the structure of that. He's not talking about one gift. There are two. The first gift is the reality itself. You carry a divine spark, a reflection of the Creator, literally stamped into your being. But the second gift, the one he says is even greater, it's simply being told about it. It's the awareness. So why is awareness the greater gift? Well, think about it. A gift you don't know you have is useless, right? It's like a person walking around with a priceless diamond sewn into the lining of their coat. They'll still beg for bread until someone finally says, "Hey, check your coat." That moment of knowing, of awareness, it changes everything.
And this whole idea is just so incredibly powerful coming from Rabbi Akiva. Because when he teaches that the greatest love is being told what you are, he's not just talking philosophy. He's talking about his own life. It's his autobiography.
You see, for the first 40 years of his life, this great sage had no idea what he was. He was an illiterate shepherd. He couldn't read a single letter of the alphabet. When he looked at Torah scholars, he thought they were from another planet. In fact, the Talmud tells us he actually hated scholars, and not from some deep-seated malice, but from this bitter feeling of being completely shut out of their world. These are his own words. It's a shocking thing to say, but it just shows you how much of an outsider he felt he was.
And then someone saw him. Rachel. She was the daughter of his wealthy boss, and she looked at this crude 40-year-old shepherd, and she saw the diamond in his coat. She saw the divine image he couldn't see in himself. She was the one who said, "If I marry you, will you go and study?" She was the one who gave him that second, greater gift, the gift of awareness.
And so, at age 40, he went to learn his ABCs, right alongside 5-year-olds. Can you imagine the courage that took? And it all stemmed from this one moment of insight. He saw water dripping on a rock, and how, over time, it carved a hole right through it. And he thought, wow, if something as soft as water can wear down something as hard as stone, then surely the powerful words of Torah can penetrate my heart. Okay, so keep Rabbi Akiva's personal story in your mind. Now let's see how this whole idea plays out in the Mishnah, which is a core text of Jewish tradition. His teaching shows up right next to his contemporary and, you could say, his intellectual rival, Rabbi Ishmael. And what you'll see is that their ideas fit together like a perfect puzzle.
First, we get Rabbi Ishmael, and he gives us the practical how-to. He says, "Be yielding to an elder, pleasant to the young, and receive every person with joy." It's this beautiful, complete system for how to interact with people. You show deference to those above you, warmth to those below you, and pure joy to everyone you meet. Nobody gets left out.
But then, right on its heels, Rabbi Akiva seems to just slam on the brakes. He says, "Laughter and lightheadedness accustom a person to immorality. A tradition is offense for Torah. Tithes are offense for wealth. Vows are offense for abstinence. And offense for wisdom is silence." So, hold on. What is going on here? Rabbi Ishmael just told us to be joyful. And now Rabbi Akiva is warning us against laughter, against being lightheaded? Doesn't that sound like a complete contradiction?
Well, not at all. They're actually saying something incredibly deep. The key is in the original Hebrew. The joy Rabbi Ishmael talks about is simcha. That's a deep joy that comes from recognizing the immense value and preciousness of what's in front of you. The lightheadedness Rabbi Akiva warns about is kalu rosh. That's more like a cheap frivolity that makes everything seem trivial, dissolving value. So one affirms that things are sacred and the other just erodes it. They're actually opposites.
So Rabbi Akiva is saying, in order to protect your ability to feel that true, deep joy, you need fences. I mean, you don't put a fence around an empty field, right? You put it around a beautiful garden. Tradition protects the Torah. Tithing protects your wealth from owning you. Vows protect you from giving in to temptation. And for wisdom, the fence is silence. It's not just a nice to have, it's essential. You can't possibly learn anything if you're always talking. So you see what's happening? After setting up these vital, protective boundaries, Rabbi Akiva is about to show us what's inside the garden. What is so unbelievably precious that it needs all these fences to guard it?
And this brings us back to that sorting teaching we started with. He says, beloved is man, beloved are Israel, beloved are Israel. He lays out these three incredible ascending levels of love, and each one comes with that same double gift, the reality and the even greater love of being told about it.
Level 1 is for everyone. Every single human being, no exceptions, is beloved. Why? Because they were created in the image of God. And the proof he brings is from after the Great Flood, to teach us that even after humanity's absolute worst moment, that divine image is still there. It's indelible. You can never, ever lose it.
Level 2 then goes from a shared image to a shared relationship. Israel is beloved because they are called children of God. Now, this isn't like a servant who has the king's image on a coin. This is like a child who shares the parent's actual essence. It's a bond that can be strained, but it can never be fully broken.
And level 3 is the most intimate gift of all. Israel is beloved because they were given the Torah, the precious instrument with which the entire world was created. I mean, that's like a master artist giving you not just their finished painting, but the very brushes and palette they used to create it. It's like being let in on the secret of creation itself.
And you'll notice, at every single one of these levels, he hammers home that central idea. The gift itself is a profound sign of love. But being told about it, being made aware of what you have, that is an even greater love, because awareness is what unlocks the gift's power in your life. So the big question is, what do we do with this? How do we take this 2,000-year-old teaching and make it real in our lives, right now? How do we actually start checking the lining of our own coats? Well, here are 4 really practical ways. First, start treating every single person like they are carrying something infinitely precious, because they are. Second, be a Rachel for someone else. Tell people the good you see in them. Name their gifts out loud. You have no idea how powerful that can be. Third, build some fences. Know when to be silent, when to be disciplined, so you can protect what's sacred in your own life. And finally, choose that deep joy, the kind that sees value, over the cheap thrill that dissolves it. In the end, this whole teaching is a call to action. Rabbi Akiva, the shepherd who became a sage because someone told him he could, he teaches us that the greatest act of love was being made aware of the gift we all carry. So now it's our turn. Who are you going to tell? Whose potential will you unlock? And maybe, just maybe, you can start by telling yourself.
And this entire line of thinking leads us straight into Rabbi Akiva's very next teaching in the Mishnah, which poses one of the biggest theological puzzles of all time. So coming up next time on The Explainer, if God foresees everything, is free will even real?